Boston Connect Real Estate so much that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents in Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all our South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined in this new year with Tracy Grady.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, South Shore.
Hello.
My first time on this year.
Yeah.
Tracy, stay close to that mic so we can hear you better.
I'm trying to lean in.
That's much better.
I think
Thank
I'm
you.
just too short.
You are short.
Well, get a booster seat or something.
I'm in a booster. That's the problem.
We'll get you then.
I'm
Get you.
close now. I'm
Okay.
off. I'm nice and close now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
What a year it's been.
Oh man, it was a year. Yeah.
What a year it was and
Yep.
what a year it's been.
Yes. Oh my goodness. It was a long 2024 for sure.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was like
Well,
goods, bads,
I
and-
felt like it was long and short. So, like, I would look up and be like, how is it August? We just had Christmas. And then Christmas came and I was like, oh, gosh, this is the longest year of my life.
That is so true. Jim even said that the other day. We were driving back from D.C. the other day, and that was a ride. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
We drove down 10 and a half hours to get down there. Fog, wind, rain. We had water on both sides of us, according to the GPS. You couldn't see. I couldn't even see the
Really?
MetLife Stadium on the right side as we were passing into New Jersey. Could see nothing at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was horrible. And then the longer we were on the road, the worse the traffic got. So it was not
Were you
good.
going like 5 miles an hour?
At some points, we were just at a standstill. And then we did so well. We went over the George Washington Bridge. I'm like, we're going to be there by 4 o'clock. This is going to be great. By like 6:45, we finally pulled into Collins' driveway. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get out of this car right now.
Yeah.
But the ride back was lovely. 7.5 hours, beautiful sunny day, got to see everything. It was lovely. So sometimes it's a struggle.
How long were you there for?
We went Saturday. We came back on New Year's Eve day.
Yeah.
So 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days.
Nice.
It was fun. Yeah, we had a good time.
You
DC
went to
was
the White
good.
House?
We did. We ended up having to go to the White House because Colin is traveling right now. So he had to drop some stuff off. So we went to the White House. We went to the Old Ebbitt Grill for lunch, which was lovely. And then we went to the Hay Adams, which was really nice as well. There's a little speakeasy downstairs in the Hay Adams Hotel that not a lot of people know about.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. They do all these caricatures of the politicians, and they give you little coasters, and then you can take them home with you. It was super cool.
Cool.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Oh,
We
very
had
nice.
a great time. But Jim and I were on our way back, and he's like, can you actually believe it's New Year's Eve? I'm like, no, this year absolutely flew by.
Yeah.
Flew by.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't get over how fast it went.
I know.
Yep.
I feel like it depends on what kind of day you're having. Either you feel like the year's going by really fast or really slow.
Yeah. I will say the beginning of 2024 was dragging at a snail's pace. It was like every day was like, oh, God. Please.
Well, I think that it felt that way because we had a very slow start to real estate.
Absolutely. Yep. 2024 was a really slow start.
Really slow start. But we'll get into that because guess what? We have an agenda today, which is something.
You have what?
We have an
See,
agenda.
even Tim's like, you two?
What is that?
The two of us.
Can you explain that to me? I've never heard of an
know.
agenda.
So I was
when
gonna
we're
be
together.
I was gonna do the show with Sharon today. She just got back yesterday, and
You had
I
a meeting about it and said, listen, Melissa, you need
I
an
gotta say,
agenda.
No, I made an agenda. It was gonna be Sharon and I, and then I decided to text Tracy yesterday and ask her if she would do the show with me, so I could give Sharon one more day to cut back. It's hard to get right back into it after getting, going on vacation and everything. So I'm sure she's got
Especially
laundry
when it's
and
2 weeks
everything.
in a row of holidays. You got Christmas, then New Year's, and it's like I don't want to do anything.
And it was a weird spacing of the holiday, with the holiday being midweek.
A Wednesday.
Right in the middle.
I woke up like Saturday morning. I'm like, I have absolutely no idea what day
Is
this
it Tuesday?
I have no idea what day it is.
I'm lucky I showed up to where I was supposed to be in the past 2 weeks because I had no idea. I thought every day was Sunday. That's what it felt like.
Or Monday. Like
Yes,
even the day
Monday.
after Christmas was like, oh, it's like a
today,
Monday.
Mom.
Oh, it's
Yep.
Thursday. Oh, it's not that bad.
So I decided to give Sharon the day off today. So I said, Tracy, do you want to join me tomorrow? And I have an agenda.
I have an
I thought that would entice you.
that actually
so-
scared me a little bit more than it did,
I
'cause
know.
I'm way better off the cuff than I am.
I know.
trying to
I know.
keep
Well,
me-
we were talking about it last night at the restaurant, and I was just like, okay, so this can go one of two ways. It could be really, really bad because this is not how we roll, or it could be the best show we've ever done. But in case that some of our listeners haven't heard you on my show before, which is crazy.
This would be crazy.
Which would be
but-
crazy.
Yeah, unless you just
Why
tuning
don't
in
you
today?
why don't you reintroduce yourselves to all of our listeners?
So my name is Tracy Grady. I am a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. I work in a team with my husband, Jim. We live in Hanover. We've been selling real estate since 2016, and we've been with Boston Connect Real Estate right from the get-go. It was Sharon's idea that I got my license, actually. So,
Yeah.
and then I thought, well, I don't want to be in this by myself. So, Jim, you jump on in the pool with me as well, and we can back each other up as a tag team, and it's worked out fantastic.
It's worked out pretty well.
It's worked out pretty well.
How long ago was
So-
that? At least 8 years, because
At
I've
least
been
8
here
years.
8 years.
Yeah. So Jim, so
9
I was
probably.
2016. Jim probably got his, I don't know, 6 months after I did. We figured it out pretty quickly. Like, okay, I got too much on my plate. There's
Yeah.
no way I can do this by myself.
Yeah.
So it works out great for the two of us. So
Yeah.
we back each other up, and one of us is the good cop, one of us is the bad cop. Everybody's like,
Literally,
oh,
yeah.
if Jim's calling me, this isn't good news. If Tracy's calling, then it's all good news. So
Yeah.
but
Oh
it works
my
out great.
gosh. Yeah, but you're like sort of the yin and yang, but like it works.
Yes.
It like works.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
in your personal life
And
and
not
in
crazy.
business.
It just worked out
Because
really
sometimes
well.
it does not work out when
No.
when married couples work together.
People ask me all the time. They're like, "You work together." I'm like, "Yep, you live together. Yep, we live, we work together. We do pretty much everything together." So
Yeah.
we're pretty.
But
happy.
honestly, it
Yeah.
makes sense for you guys because you guys are like perfect.
Yeah. No, God,
You guys
good
are like the
God,
perfect
no.
marriage,
No.
or at least you make it appear to be.
Well, yeah, we don't fight,
Mm.
so that's pretty true. We don't really have
Don't
never
fight?
had. We have never had a fight, disagreements with the
Yeah,
things
normal.
like that, but never ever. No.
Yeah. Wow.
Uh-uh.
Lucky.
Uh,
Lucky.
mhm.
Okay, so our agenda today, we are going to be talking about real estate trends that drove the market in 2024. So, sort of talking about, what happened last year and the trends that we saw with buyers and with sellers. Do we think those trends are going to make their way into this year, 2025? What are our bold predictions? All that fun stuff.
All that
So,
fun stuff.
I read an article yesterday. I was just sort of doing some research, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be forward thinking here and think about what we want to talk about.
Proactive.
Yeah. Talk about on the show. And I came across this article that was sort of highlighting a lot of the trends that were happening last year. And I agreed with a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested to see your perspective and sort of get an idea of, your clientele and sort of where you're at in your business.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
we're going to get into it. We are
Yep.
live on Facebook, so be sure to follow us, Boston Connect Real Estate, Sharon Cox the McNamara, and the McNamara Horton Group. Hello.
Hello.
We're live on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, LinkedIn. Woo, we're waving.
We
if you
are
can
well
see.
connected today.
We're well connected. And you can also call Tim at the studio, or you can text him 781-837-4900 if you want to talk real estate with us.
Yay.
And we hope you do.
Here we are.
Okay, so I did my introduction. See? Opening segment, introduction.
Wow, you really put an agenda together.
Yes. Okay, so one of the trends that was in this article is decline in first-time buyers.
That's probably from lack of inventory.
Yes.
And does that mean like completed transactions? Because boy, we had some first-time buyers that really had to put in quite a few offers to
Yeah.
get there. But I think that's probably very true. I think the first-time buyer market was a little exhausted.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it also goes on to talk about the increase in the median age of a first-time home buyer, which rose to 38. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's surprising to me.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the majority of first-time home. So the median age for first-time home buyer of last year was 38.
So let's think about that for a second. So it's saying that people are not. So maybe you're more invested in your job and you're not, ready to settle down,
Yeah.
or you're willing to rent. I wonder if COVID has anything.
Well,
like
it went
the
into
retrospects of COVID,
Yeah.
renting instead of buying. But
it went into high home prices, which we all know about that, elevated mortgage rates, and limited inventory.
Yeah.
So, it's saying a historic low of first-time home buyers. 24% of the buyers last year.
wow,
First
that's
time home
low.
buyers.
That's
Yeah.
really low. That's interesting number though.
Yeah.
And, again, and as it said, inventory, interest rates, the competition is brutal out there, and I think the first time buyer is like exhausted. Like, I'm gonna rent for a little while longer, maybe save some money, and if the interest rate goes down, I feel like that's going to change this year though.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to get some first time home buyers that are going to get back into the game this year because they've saved some money. The interest rate has come down a little bit. They're going to wait to see what happens with the change of leadership,
Mhm.
and they're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
And then I think you're going to see some more. But inventory is not any better. I
Yeah.
don't think. There's really not a lot of inventory out there.
Well, it's interesting because I've been talking, Faith Birmingham, and we'll talk about this later, but Faith Birmingham, who is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, she put a new listing on in Hanson,
Yep.
I think 2 days ago. She's doing open houses all weekend there, and she was telling me last night, she came into the restaurant with her husband, Rob, and telling me that she has 2 more coming on within the next couple weeks. I know Matt Mahoney has something coming on in Rockland soon, another full-time realtor here at Boston Connect. So I know of things coming on,
Yep.
but I'm like, well, put them on now.
Yeah. Just don't wait. Put them on now.
Come on, we need them now.
There have been a few homes that Jim is diligent. Jim is the diligent one, so I go by what he says.
I could just imagine Jim driving up and down every single street ever looking for coming soon.
Coming soon and what's coming on the market. But he looks every morning like Hanover, Pembroke, to see what sold, what didn't sell, what's still on the market. And there's still a couple beautiful homes. They're not on the market with us, but there are still a few homes in Pembroke that I'm like, that's still on the market? How can that possibly still be on the market?
Doesn't it
And-
make you curious to just
Yeah.
go and see it and see what's going on?
I had a couple of people that wanted to see the one home that we're talking about, and wanted to see it, and both backed out. One isn't quite ready to move on. She needs to put her home on the market and then figure out what she wants to buy. And then I had another client that bought something else. But I'm like, we got to get in that house. I got to see what it looks like. Actually, I think Jim did go in and see it, and he's like, it's lovely. I don't understand. I didn't feel like it might have been a little overpriced to start, but it's already come down, and it's adorable. I'm surprised that it has not sold. But it could be the time of the year too. They put it on after Thanksgiving.
It's
and
tough.
Christmas is not the best time of the year. The holidays are not the best time of the year. New Year, and as we always say, the spring market starts as soon as the Super Bowl is over. That's when the spring market begins.
And I hadn't really thought about this until this year, where somebody in our office put something on the market. They had an accepted offer, I think even right before Christmas. And because of the timing, they had in the offer, it had extended the timeline. So it was a little bit longer than, you typically see for home inspections and purchase and sales and stuff. And I think it gave the buyers more of an opportunity to be like, yeah, no, I don't want to move forward, but I'm going to eat up all this time.
Yep.
And I just felt awful. And, luckily they had a backup offer and, was moving forward pretty rapidly with the second buyer. But it just seemed like every step of the way it was, oh, let me just take up some more time.
Yep.
Because it's
Those
I'm using the
timelines.
holidays, and I don't know. It was just poor timing, I feel like. But we talk about winter being a really great time to sell anyways. And I always say that the perfect time to sell your house is when you're ready. So it doesn't matter if
Right.
it's, the week of Christmas or the week of New Year. And if it's priced according to the condition it's in, it will sell. Because like I say, there's a bum for every seat. There's a buyer for every house.
There's a buyer for every house.
There is a buyer for every house. And they're still in there. And I always say, like, if you're not in the game, you're never going to win. So you got to keep looking.
You got to keep looking. And I even say that to ones who aren't really quite ready to buy yet. Or like the client that I'm talking about, we have a buy and sell situation. So she's definitely ready to sell, but she hasn't really identified what she wants to buy yet, and she's not quite ready. And so she's like, well, I don't want to look, because if I find something, I'm like, no, it's super important to look and even go to a few open houses, because just because you think you like it, as you look at it on MLS, you go in and you see, oh yeah, I don't really like this, but this is what I know I don't want now, and this is what I know I do want now. So I always have them make a list of the pros and the cons and the things I must have in my home, and the things that I can either wait to add on, or things that I can do without.
Yeah.
Like some people, a garage is always, after you have a garage, there's just no going back. After you have a garage, it's really hard to live someplace in the north where, you have snow and groceries and all that stuff. So, if a garage is a must for you, that's a must. That's, you don't look at houses that don't have garages unless you have the funds that you can say, well, I can always add on a garage.
Yeah.
Which isn't always as easy as it sounds.
Ask Sharon. Yeah. It's not always easy.
It's not always easy. Zoning becomes an issue sometimes if there's enough space, or if there's not enough space, then you got to go to the town and ask permission. And
there may be turtles.
Oh, there could be turtles.
There could be turtles.
The turtle house is coming along nicely.
Good.
Though.
I'm
It's
glad.
beautiful. Yeah,
Good.
it's a great house in Duxbury.
They have to have a turtle somewhere inside their house.
Yeah.
Not a real turtle. It could be fake.
It's
but
going to be.
just to
Yeah.
ease the mind.
That's going to be a turtle gift.
But getting back to first-time homebuyers, so just reading the article, it just went on about, first-time homebuyers obviously not having proceeds from another home sale as leverage. So having less of a down payment, and they just are finding it that you need a lot more money in order to enter.
Yeah.
At least enter.
Step
housing
into
market.
the market. So.
They also talked about high rent and how it's, hindering their ability to save for a down payment. The rental prices
The
are
rental
pretty
market
high.
is nuts right now.
Yeah.
We have some apartments in Hanover that are just lovely. Don't get me, absolutely lovely. But when you're paying $3,500 to $5,000 a month for a rental, it's just illogical for me to not say. But again, now you got to come up with the deposit, though. You might have the funds to be able to afford with your job, and if there's two of you, there's plenty of money there. But then it almost makes it tough for you to be able to put that money aside to come up with that deposit, unless you have a mom and a dad.
Yes. So we'll come across that, and I'll talk about when I was purchasing and losing out to some people. But they also talked about student loan debt and credit card debt being at a high right now.
And your car payments.
Car payments. I couldn't imagine if I had to buy a car right now. I don't want to. And I'm knocking on wood.
Knocking on wood. Knock on my head.
Knocking on wood.
Yeah.
I don't have a car payment right now, and I want it to be that way for a few more years.
Yeah,
because once I didn't have a car payment anymore, I was like, oh, this is nice.
This is really good. Wow, that's a big chunk of money every month that I don't have to shove out of pocket. This is the first time I still have a car payment, but Jim and I always tend to lease our cars.
Yeah.
So, and I love my car. I love my Malibu. And I have 30,000 miles on my car, and it's almost probably 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old.
Oh,
I
wow.
have so low miles, and I absolutely love my car. So this is the first time we bought the car off lease.
Yeah.
And knock on wood, I haven't had any problems with it. I love that car, and I'm like, I can't wait to not have a car payment. So we're coming up on the end of paying it off. So I can't wait. Cannot wait. To not have a car
I
payment.
promise you, when you don't have the car payment, you find something else to pay.
Oh,
because I paid off my car when I bought my house, so it just sort of I went from having a car payment to now having a mortgage payment.
You just rolled your car payment into your mortgage
I was
payment.
just
That
like,
was it.
okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah.
Where'd that money go? I was
Yeah.
really looking forward to
Yeah.
a vacation
It's
or
like
something.
10 times more. What happened?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. That didn't work out for me at all.
Yeah. But I couldn't even imagine, like, I couldn't imagine even renting my house or renting something right now and still being able to afford it because, I bought my house as a single woman with. I only could work as much as I could work as a single person.
Yeah, there's only so much. There's only so many hours in the day. That
So
you
how
can
could
actually
I
work.
how could I pay that full payment and put some in my pocket because
Right.
not everybody has a partner. Not every. I mean,
No.
thankfully I do have a partner now. But
I have two women I'm working with right now. Two single women for
Oh,
different
yeah?
reasons. One is
Oh.
a widow. One is a divorcee.
Oh,
So, yep. So it's interesting.
yeah,
but
it's
when
interesting.
both have a home, so that gives them that base that they kind of need with
Mhm.
plenty of equity in it.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be a problem to move them along. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, speaking of money,
Hmm.
cash buyers. This is the next one. Cash buyers have surged to a record high.
Yep.
So that was a trend from last year. Is cash buyers.
Well, I mean, when you have a property as the listing agent and you get 10 offers and you get 5 of them that are a cash offer, I mean, it just takes so much out of the equation and it kind of just simplifies the entire transaction.
Yeah.
So no contingency, no mortgage contingency, no home sale contingency.
Yeah.
And we've had buyers whose parents have stepped in
Mm-hmm.
and taken out the initial mortgage for them because or paid cash, I should say, paid cash, and then got them into the home, and then
Yeah.
the buyer, the kids refinance and pay the parents back. So that
Yeah.
it's a great if you have the financial stamina to do that. That's a wonderful thing to be able to do for your kids.
Well, something that I experienced during my journey of purchasing a home was, every time my offer didn't get accepted, for the most part, I got a professional courtesy and an explanation why, which is so important. And even if it's not for me and being able to tell your buyer, like, this is exactly why their offer wasn't accepted.
Yeah.
They could either, tweak it for the next one, or that's exactly what they have to do, like that's what they can afford or anything like that. But there were a couple that I lost out, and they were honest with me and said, we have parents who have stepped in who are purchasing at cash for it. It was hard to compete with that.
It's hard to compete with cash. It's just it's
Well,
tough. Not to say.
in the end, I did compete with cash, and I still won.
You won.
I won, but I got lucky in the sense that the seller of the house that I purchased, they weren't motivated by money. They had built this house in 1964 with their husband who had passed, raised 3 children in that home, and just wanted to see it go to somebody who would appreciate it as much as they did.
Exactly. Emotional.
They had an emotional attachment to it, and they didn't want someone to come in and gut it and do all these things, which it didn't need.
Yep.
So
We've had great success with that, actually,
Yeah.
over the years. We've had a few times where our buyers have not been the number one. They haven't been the top number buyer, but they loved the whole idea that they were a young family starting out. They raised their family in their home. I say this all the time. You go into somebody's house. I mean, this is their pride and joy.
Yeah.
And you go in and, people have an idea of what they think the number is on the house. And we think, well, it might not be the number.
Yeah.
But this is their home. And this is, they have a tie to this house.
Yeah.
And they want it to go to somebody. Some people are just flipping houses.
Yeah.
Some people just want to sell their house and it's going to be all about the number. But there is a handful of people out there who want to see that home, their home, go to somebody who's going to appreciate it as much as they did. And you cannot underestimate that in the market. I mean, numbers are numbers, but sometimes the heart tugs and
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, I lost. Jasmine was watching. Hold on. Speaking of buying my house.
Speaking of buying your house.
I'm going, I think it was on Sharon's. Hold please. Yeah, Jasmine Glasgow from Maritime Mortgage, who is my loan officer and my friend. And she's been on the show many times with us. But she said that makes so much sense. We saw a ton of delayed financing loans in 2024, just like Tracy is saying.
Oh, look at me.
Look at you.
Look at me. I'm way smarter than I think I am sometimes.
Listen,
Jim's
if
like,
Jasmine thinks you're smart, you are smart because she's probably the smartest person that I know.
Yep, pretty
And
much.
she says, "Happy New Year, ladies! Happy
Happy
New
New
Year,
Year.
Jasmine."
Happy New Year. Thank you for the birthday wish, too.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, the
Christmas,
whole
Happy New
shebang.
Year,
So
that-
welcome to 2025.
Here we go.
But yeah, cash buyers. So and yeah, I even experienced that. So now it's 2 years ago, but I experienced that one during my journey. It was interesting. Did you come across that?
You bought at the height of craziness, really. It was just, offers, multiple offers. I mean, lines of people,
Yeah.
waiting to get in, showings. I mean, you were tenacious, and thank God you did have Jasmine with you. So,
Yeah,
she
thank
kind of
God.
walked you through the whole thing, and,
She was my
everybody helped.
therapist.
Yeah,
I
she
did. There was one time that I called her crying, but whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay. So going back to cash buyers have surged to a record high. So it said 26% of home buyers the past year paid cash for their home purchase, an all-time high. How interesting.
Well, if you
Good
think
for those
about
26% that have the
but
cash.
yeah, but you know who those 26% are? They're the right sizers.
Yeah.
They're the right sizers who have the big colonials, that have the big houses. They've had them for 40 years. They've paid off their mortgage. So everything they're going to get back is going to be, they're going to pay cash for their next home.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's
Yeah.
probably where that percentage is, because I feel the right sizers, as we call them, downsizer, right sizer, they don't want to have a mortgage. So they are
Yeah.
going to pay, or a very minimal mortgage, just whatever.
So this one, so it says 31% of repeat home buyers, so not including first-time home buyers, were able to pay cash, not including first-time home buyers. So 31% of repeat home buyers were able to pay cash for their home, and it's likely due to the increase in housing equity.
Oh, that's
So
right. Okay,
they had
so-
something, yeah,
okay,
they had
no,
something
so
to
no,
say.
Go back. Cash buyers? How
Yeah.
much? What was the percentage of first-time home
No, it didn't say first-time home buyer.
Okay, good. Whew, I was like, wait a minute.
No, it just said 26% of home buyers
Okay. I
last
thought
year.
you said first time, and I'm like, wait a minute, I misunderstood you. I'm
That would be
sorry.
mommy and daddy
I
paying
was
for
like,
it.
that's totally.
That's totally,
That's
yeah.
totally.
So.
Yeah, I think, again, the right sizers, they are totally controlling the market. And we say
Yeah.
this all the time. First-time home buyers are competing with right sizers,
Mm-hmm.
which is a really tough market because the right sizer has the cash
Yeah.
and they want to be in a smaller home, and the first-time buyer wants to be in a smaller home so
Yeah.
they don't have a huge mortgage payment.
Well, we just recently had a listing where the buyer was purchasing the home with a HELOC. So they had taken a HELOC. They owned a two-family, and they were taking a HELOC out on that to purchase this. It was actually a mobile home, so they could take care of their mother.
Oh, okay.
And still keep the two-family and rent that as income.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah. So that's a way. We did have multiple offers at one point, and that's how they won that one. But
There
it's
you go.
it's taking out the equity of a property that you already own, and they were approved for that and everything, and we were able to move forward, and they purchased it
Wow.
like cash.
Yeah, it's like cash, but then you're losing the equity and what you've paid into it.
Yeah.
But it solves the problem, and it gives you peace of mind that you know that you could be able to put your parent into something.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing.
Well, good for them.
Yep. Well,
That's what I kept saying every time I was losing out on something after their parents were purchasing. I'm like, well, good for them.
good for them. Aren't they nice?
And I think at one point
Aren't they
Sharon
nice
was
people?
like, I could give you some, but I don't know if I could pay the whole thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I appreciate the offer.
no, but I
no.
totally appreciate the offer. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
goodness.
The next one was home sellers aim high and it pays off. So sellers over the past year typically sold their property at 100% of their asking price. So even more. So their list price ratio was
Buy to sale.
list to sale.
Yeah.
List to, whatever the
Yeah, I
heck it
don't
is.
They listed it at
It was
this.
at least 100%. They listed it at this if you're watching us.
They
This,
listed
and then they got it
this,
for
and they
this.
usually got it for that.
Oh gosh. So what was I saying? Oh, about 27% of sellers were able to nab more than their list price. So at least
That's true.
27% of sellers last year got over asking. And I'm actually surprised that it's not
Yeah.
higher.
I'm actually surprised it's not higher.
Well, this is across the country.
Okay, so in this neck of the woods, I feel sometimes, I'm just going to say it, I think sometimes they go on low, and then you get 30 people walk through the open house, and you say, I had 30 people walk through the open house, and it went for $100,000 over ask. Well, the first 20 probably shouldn't have been there because it was on the low side, and so it's so important to, and it does, draws the numbers up, but it's better to be accurate. I'm all good for going on the low side and then see if you can get, over ask, but where you got is probably what your house is actually worth or close to it. Like when somebody says they got $100,000 over ask, you will definitely underprice that house. I mean, I can see you getting 10 or 20, maybe even 30 over.
Well, I would say yes, but also
That's
I
my
just had this
opinion.
conversation with a buyer, and they were talking about like, oh, do we go over and do we do this? And I said, and we've talked about this on the show a lot, is there's a difference between market value and emotional value. So someone can, and we saw this a lot during COVID and even afterwards and even now, all the time. Someone will come in, and if they absolutely love it and they have been in this game for a long time and they want to be out of it and just into something and they have the cash, they'll go over.
Yep. Most of my buyers are like, so what do we have to offer over ask in order to get this? And I'm like, well, slow your roll a little bit. Let's make sure that there are multiple offers. I've had situations where we have not had multiple offers, and people and their agents just bring them in right over. I'm like, just ask me the question. Do I have any offers?
And your
in here?
fiduciary responsibility is to your seller,
It's
so
to
you're
my
not going to
seller.
say, "Oh, actually, we don't have
no.
any other offers. So why don't you just come in and asking?"
No, I'm gonna say it's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to the seller to get them, the most possible that I can get them for their investment. So but I've had people come in extremely over ask and not even ask me the question. Do you have any other offers in hand? And if they say no, but I think I have one coming in, then you adjust. You try to figure out where you need to be, but I also agree with the fact that if you walk into a home and you're like, this is my house, I know that it's my house. Tell me how much you're willing, what's the number that's going to make, what's the highest number that you're willing to pay for this so that we get it for you. And then you have to be okay with, okay, so my highest number is going to be 575. I can't afford to go higher than that. They get an offer for 6. You have to be okay with, I could only do 575. I don't want to be house poor at 6 or 625 just to say I got it. That's not the right thing to do. You have to be comfortable with the fact that 575 is my high number and it's well over ask and I'm putting my best foot forward. But if I don't get it, I'm okay with that. We're going to find something else.
We're okay with that.
We're okay with that. And Jim and I are really good about that. Give me your high number now. I'm not going to go in at your high number, but we're going to know whether you're going to get it or not. I just don't want you to go in, we're just going to go in as high as we possibly can. Well, you might not be able to afford that, and you don't want to be house poor a year later, like, oh, I'm so sorry I paid so much for this house when I didn't have to.
Yeah,
like I could have found something else.
And surprise, sometimes your payment can go up. Surprise, 2025.
Your taxes went up.
Yay, that was me.
Your taxes go up.
Surprise.
There are a few other numbers out there that could fluctuate just because you got the house for $600,000. You got to remember, everything goes up and down. Electric bills. Let's go back to my August electric bill, shall we?
Oh, yeah, let's go back.
$900. For the month of August. Granted, I have a pool. I get it. The house it's a good size house. $900 for the month of August. That was
when you opened that or got that email or however people get their things now. How?
Well,
what
instantly,
do you even say?
Instantly, the Waterford Drive ladies.
Do you
Waterford
send
Drive.
it to Jim and say, "Here, Jim, take care of this"?
If you actually think that I open any bill in our house, you are out of your mind. Because Jim would be like, where did you put it? Where did it go? Because I'm just kind of a scatterbrain. So Jim is definitely in charge of that. I don't even think Jim realized how high it was until the Waterford Drive ladies, our book club from Waterford Drive, there's probably 8 of us on this chat. And all of a sudden, one of the women like, hey, my Waterford Drive ladies, anybody open up their electric bill this month? Especially you ladies with the pool. How much was your bill? And we're like, what is she talking about? And one of the other ladies kicks right in. Mine was $1,100. I'm like, $1,100?
Do they have a pool?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
$1,100 for an electric. It was just mind blowing. Mind blowing.
Do you have to have every single light on
No.
and the pool running all day, every day?
No. And
How do you
we
how do you rack up $1,100?
11 2 kids. She does have 2 kids. So we don't have kids at home, so that's why ours was nice and low at 9. But
900. But
yeah,
you were in the
crazy
pool
money.
every day. So.
Truly, I was in the pool every day. But yeah, it has come down. We have noticed that the bills have come down quite a bit. Even September, we still had the pool open. So
Wow.
it had come down quite a bit. But yeah, crazy numbers.
Yeah, those months you really don't want a car payment.
No,
you can
no,
put it towards
no.
that.
Mm-mm.
Oh my.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
Okay.
Funny.
Well, next one. Multi-generational living gains traction. What do you think?
True.
Yeah.
That's true. We still have a client out there that we're working with. We've probably been working with them for 2 years. They sold their original house with us. They bought a beautiful condo, and they have now decided that they want to multi-generational live with their son, who can well afford a home, but they want to live with him, sell their condo, and put that towards the house itself. Yeah, it's still a thing.
Yeah.
And now that the towns have adopted, you can do the additional
Oh, yeah,
dwelling
yeah,
units.
yeah.
That's going to be huge. If you have the land to do it, I'm not saying if you have a very small yard, like if you're living on 5,000 or 10,000, even 20,000 square feet of land, you probably don't have enough land to put an additional dwelling unit. But a lot of people have acres of land, and I think it's a brilliant idea. You put your nanny pod out back for your
Yeah.
mom, who has her own little living space, but she's still almost in your backyard to take care. It gives you both the space that you need without being attached together.
This also credits, so the multi-generational living it also is because of unaffordable housing markets for people who are trying to get into it. Many are choosing to double up as families, so living together. Adult children are moving back home for financing reasons.
You could probably put an addition on for such a small amount of money, and it'll be a beautiful addition.
Yeah.
I mean, you put $250,000 into a, additional living, like an in-law, it's going to be spectacular, and it'll increase the property value of the home, and you really can't go wrong if you can do that.
Yeah. It also talks about elder care and the cost that is associated with going into assisted living and having that sort of, where you're at with that and not wanting to pay or not being able to afford to pay to live in a facility.
Yeah.
So moving in multi-generational, that is one of the factors for that.
Did I tell you that Jim and I toured a facility over in Weymouth? We have a friend who is in the construction business, and he works with a gentleman in Hanover. And we've known him forever. And he's like, you and Jim should come check out our new facility in Weymouth. I hope I do justice to this. So it's a 55 and older community. And you can rent a studio, a 1-bedroom, or a 2-bedroom. The prices are pretty low right now. There is a buy-in. There is a buy-in feature, but you get all of your food. There's a hair salon there.
Oh, yeah.
There is a rec center. There's a function facility. We walked through. I'm like, this is a bar. It was just spectacular.
Like its own little city.
It was like its own little city, and it was for somebody. It's not so. It is not assisted living. But it's for older living, like people that can still live on their own.
Yeah.
But it has the elevators, it has buses, it had outdoor grills, it had fire pit. I mean, it was pretty slick. So anybody who's interested in that, give the Grady team a call because we can get you in there. Right off of Route 18. I wish I could come up with the name of it.
In the old base there?
No, not in the air base. It's further up past.
Where the train station is?
No, it's 53. It was actually it was on 53, so it's after
oh.
it was where 18 and 53 intersect.
Oh yeah.
Is that the landing? I always want to say that's the landing, but I feel like it's not the landing. But
it's like right before you go into what is it, Quincy or Braintree?
yes,
right there. Braintree.
right down. Yeah, heading down that way.
Yeah.
So what a facility! It was beautiful and well designed. I mean, we went into a couple of the units. I mean, if you have somebody who is needing to be in a, selling their home, need to downsize, but they're still good on their own. They can, handle themselves by themselves. it's a wonderful opportunity. So give us a call if you're interested. We'd love to show it to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see it.
We just did it on a lark. Matt called us and he's like, "What are you guys doing Wednesday? We're doing an open house." So we went in. God, the food was delicious too. It was great food. We went over. It was open bar. We had the food. People are walking. I mean, the people that were walking around were, they were in their 60s, not older. But, with everything that they offered, and there was a food stipend that
people
came
living
along with
there?
it. Not yet, but they have people that are ready to move in.
I'm
They
just
were
trying
just
to
finishing.
imagine where it is because I grew up on Broad Street, so right before the landing. And
Okay, so if you go Bass Previties in Weymouth and you
yeah.
keep going, you keep heading north,
Mhm.
and then you go through the intersection. I'm going to date myself, where Leechmere used to be, which I have no idea what's there now. There's a Papagino's that's there
Oh,
still.
yeah?
Yep, keep
Yeah.
going straight
Yeah.
and up on the left-hand side. I think there's a couple of them actually now because we passed another one that was called Hanover. One was called Hanover
Yeah.
something, and Matt's is called. I'll have to check it.
Yeah, you'll
I'll figure it out.
Um,
But yeah, if anybody's interested in that, or has somebody in their family that's interested in, is looking for something small, the apartments are absolutely adorable. Again, you can have a studio apartment, a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, and it's easy
The
living
place
for them.
you're thinking of in Weymouth, is it on Avalon Drive?
No,
Is it-
it's
is-
not
oh.
an Avalon. No,
Okay.
but I do know that it's close to that though. It's really close to
Okay.
that, Tim. Yeah,
All right.
there's like a whole bunch of them that just popped up. Jim and I'm like, when the heck did this go in? I didn't even see it. But then I didn't realize they put a light in behind Social Hospital either at that really scary
yeah?
intersection in Weymouth.
Yeah. Why did you fly through it?
No, Karen told me.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was like, they put a light in. If anybody has ever been to South Shore Hospital, there's an
Yeah.
intersection behind South Shore Hospital that you take your life into your hands every
Yeah.
time you cross through it. There's a light there now. I have not seen it. But
Perfect.
just
Is
so you
it
know.
is it where the church is right there?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
good.
Where the theater, the Cameo Theater
Yes,
and the
Cameo
churches,
Theater and the
there's a
church.
light there now.
Oh, perfect. It used to just be a blinking one, and you just would
Oh,
go.
You
if
just shut your eyes and go.
You shut your
No.
eyes and go. It was
Go
like
for
a
the best.
6-way intersection.
It was.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, good for
freak
them.
So
Good for
yeah.
them.
So, anyways, if
Um,
anybody's interested in that,
If
that's-
anyone's interested, yeah,
Yep.
call the Grady team.
call us,
And we'll
get
give you
in
an
there.
opportunity at the end of the
Yeah,
show to
that's
give
fine.
your
Yep.
contact information. Okay, next one. Single women remain active in the housing market.
Yep.
You just talked about two single
Two-
women that you.
Two single women that are
they are-
actively
yeah.
looking. Yeah, absolutely.
So this talks about households with a single income and no kids, known as sinks. Single,
Sinks.
yeah, single income, no.
As opposed to
kids.
double income, no kids.
Yeah, so double income, so
No,
dinks.
Dinks.
Sinks. Yeah. Have emerged as a home buying force. So many single females make up 20% of home sales over the past year, while the share of single males fell to 8%.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're taking over. We're dominating.
We're taking over.
Meanwhile, the number of home buyers with children under the age of 18 is shrinking. 73% of recent home buyers did not have a child under the age of 18 in their home, the highest share on record.
Wow.
This is all coming from, I looked at National Association of Realtors website and got all this information. So, yeah, and I think it was because I also read an article, I don't know, at some point that, people are having kids later in life. So
True.
I
Yep.
think that is the
What was-
reason why.
What was that other number?
And you're
Was
not
in your
if
30s
you have
if-
kids, you're not a sink because
No.
no kids.
no kids.
So you'd be a
Single income.
So you'd be a single income with kids. So a
Swick. A swick.
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 No.
Single income with
Yeah.
kids.
Swick.
Swick.
Yeah, it's hard because you want to do SW. Anyways, we're making up words
Maybe
here.
like souk.
Yeah, soup,
right.
maybe?
Souk, yeah.
Yeah.
Sauk. Yeah.
Yeah.
SIWK, right? Sauk.
SIWK. I still
Sauk.
get sick.
Yeah.
Si-
Forget it.
No.
It's not gonna work.
If you know what we're talking about, let us
The two
know.
consonants
Yeah.
together just don't work. The
Yeah, they don't
WK.
work. You want to
No.
switch them
Mm-mm.
around.
Mm-mm.
Newly built homes gain greater
Oh, boy.
buyer attention.
Yep.
You're a new construction girl.
I'm a new construction girl.
Yeah,
and
talk about it.
Yep, we had a wonderful year with new construction. There are a lot of new homes out there. We actually have 3 lots coming on the market in Hanson, beautiful area, 3 new construction homes. It's get in now so you can design it and make it the way you want it. So give us a call if you want that. But yeah, new construction, it's, you can't go wrong with new construction. If you watch any of the home houses and they show them 3 homes, Jim will say, 98% of the time, they're going to pick the new buy.
Mm-hmm.
So you go through, you watch them do the walkthrough of the house. And Jim's like, guaranteed they're going to buy the new home. Of course, everybody, but if you can buy new, you're going to buy new. It just makes more sense. You can customize it. You have less problems. You're not fixing things. You're not, not to say that things don't come up, but new home construction.
Yeah. This talks about new home buyers say that they were drawn to new construction because they wanted to avoid renovations, problems with systems like plumbing or electricity, and they wanted to customize their home designs.
There you go. Yep. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yep.
It's like you read the article.
It's like I read it and I didn't. I haven't even seen the agenda until I walked through the store. And clearly, I have my new click glasses.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Talk about that.
Putting in a plug for my click glasses, although there is a problem here today. So I have my click glasses because I always lose my glasses and they click together and I love them, but they do not go over my headset.
They do not go over your headphones.
And then if I put them on under my headset, I can't see at a distance, so I can only use them close up.
So they're not working today.
Not working with the headset, but other than that, I highly recommend the click glasses. They're fantastic.
The click glasses, are those the ones you can change the front of the frames?
No,
put a different design on them?
These are the ones that go around your neck. You put them around your neck, and they click so that you can just wear them around your neck if you're just using them for close-up. And then you just pick them up, and they click between the bridge of your nose. So you can just click them on.
So the lens is like split in half
yes,
in the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Oh, very nice.
I love them. Love them. Yep. Especially when I'm bartending because I can't see. I have to look at a distance and then look up close really quickly.
Gosh.
It's hilarious.
But I'm trying not to laugh at you. So I'm waiting for you to laugh so I can laugh with you.
I cannot get them around my head.
Yeah, you can't. You can't get so they're not working today. So she can't read the agenda anyways.
Again, I can't read the agenda. Half time I don't have glasses and I'm like, I'm bringing my click glasses today so I can read everything. There we go.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There
now
you
you just have to bring regular glasses and just keep going.
Live and learn.
Look it up.
Live and learn.
Yeah. So newly built homes gain greater buyer attention, and you definitely agree with that because you're a new construction girl.
Yep. We do a lot of new construction.
And you have new construction coming up.
I do. Lots of new construction.
So I think that trend will continue in 2025.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
This one says real estate agents remain a top information source. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree with that.
So do I. Oh gosh. Well, look at us. We're doing a real estate show, so hopefully people are listening and gaining some knowledge about it. But I mean, I agree. Yeah. I talk a lot with people and. They talk about the third-party sites. I won't even give them attention. But they pull all of their information from MLS, and the people who put the information into MLS are us.
So
we do.
Yeah.
So that's how you get the most accurate information. When they're pulled to third-party sites, it gets lost in translation, and there's things that
you want to be able to go to somebody who, when you're calling, whether you're the seller or the buyer, when you pick up the phone to call your agent, you want somebody who's going to pick up the phone on the other side.
Yeah.
That's probably more Jim than, we're both really good at it, but if you call us, we're going to pick up the phone. Mm-hmm. It's just, we're not going to make you wait. I never, ever make anybody wait for an answer. Like, oh, I'll get back to them later. No, that's not in the vocabulary. What do you need right now?
Yeah. My mom is texting me and saying that my granddad has those click glasses too.
Oh, he does? Well, that's making me feel a whole lot better, Mom.
Oh, my gosh. That's so funny. I could definitely see my granddad doing the whole click thing, click, clack.
Oh, yeah. But at the bar, you have no idea how many people are like, where did you get those? And I'm like,
I'm sure.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because I see them fidgeting around with their glasses, too.
All the time.
All the time. We only have about 5 minutes left, so I want to give you an opportunity to give your contact information out to everybody, and we'll talk about some open houses this weekend, too, and then we'll do our final thoughts.
Sounds fantastic. So, again, Tracy Grady here at Boston Connect Real Estate. You can reach me at 617-620-8484 or Tracy, Tracy, at bostonconnect.com. Or you can reach my husband, Jim Grady, at 617-842-4019 or Jim, Jim, at bostonconnect.com.
Yes. And you can also find all of their contact information and all of our contact information at bostonconnect.com. You can call us here at the office, 781-826-8000. Follow us on social media because we're always posting about the show and everything we're doing here at Boston Connect Real Estate. And
listings,
yeah,
everything.
including new listings.
Yep.
So Faith Birmingham has a new listing. It's located at 206 Waltham Street in Hanson. It is offered at $599. She is doing an open house. She had one last night, but she's doing an open house today and tomorrow from 12:30 to 2. Again, it's 206 Waltham Street in Hanson. That is on the market for $599. I mean, so stinking cute.
It is cute. Nice open concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really, yeah. I like that
Yeah,
coffered
you
ceiling.
can really tell that they maintain this house very well.
backyard.
Yeah, they have pride of ownership, that's for sure.
Yep.
Again, today and tomorrow from 12:30 to 2. In the morning, she is at Cushing Trails, both Saturday and Sunday. So
Lovely.
from 10 to 12, she's at Cushing Trails in Hanson, which is Sharon and Mary's new construction development. There's 40 units over there, and there's still units
Those
available.
are beautiful.
Yeah.
They are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was touring, I think, the model home, and I was like, oh, wow. I like
They're
this.
They're pretty nice. They're only
They
like
are
a
pretty
mile
nice.
from where we live too. So I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
these are really nice.
Every time, sometimes I don't know where I am, and then all of a sudden I pass your street, and I'm like, oh,
How did I get here?
how did I get here? It's usually going to like Derby Street or something when I'm going down from my house and
Oh, yeah.
going,
You cut
like,
through.
cut through, whatever.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, there's Waterford Drive.
Oh, there's Waterford Drive. That's
Oh,
really
now I
great.
know where I am. And of course, we have Cochise Estates as well. So every Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 2. I've gotten a lot of calls in the past week and a half, 2 weeks for new construction for both Cushing Trails and Cochise Estates. So
I feel like the beginning of the year is the time that people start thinking about
New construction?
new construction.
Yeah.
Like, should I be, let's take a peek and see what's out there. And I feel like people,
Mhm.
I've had enough after being home for the holidays. I feel like people are like, okay, this didn't work this holiday
Yeah,
season.
this
I think
didn't work.
I think we need bigger, or we need to construct our own home so that it's set
Yeah.
up to be the way
Yeah.
we want it to
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
Okay, final thoughts for our show.
Final thoughts
For
for
our
our show.
agenda that you didn't look at.
I know
'cause you
no,
can't see with
'cause
your
I can't
glasses.
see without my
But she thinks they're
glasses.
the greatest things ever.
They are. I just didn't put in the headset thing to it. Yeah, I think 2025 is going to be a great year, though. We have a lot of new construction coming on the market. We have a lot of. We have a couple of people that are getting ready to put. We probably have 3 or 4 sellers that are getting ready to put their houses on the market. So hopefully that means inventory is going to be going up. So our new buyers have something to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great year. I think you'll see the interest rate come down at least a little bit, at least at the transition of the leadership of the country, so to say.
Passing of the torch.
That's going to be exciting. January 20th.
Yeah.
Yep. We were just we also saw them setting up the inauguration.
Oh, wow. Already?
I cannot get over the amount of construction, like temporary construction.
Oh, wow. I'm sure.
It's like a building.
Well,
Yeah.
got to make it all safe
Well,
outside.
yeah, so it was all blocked off, I'll tell you that. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be
Wow.
exciting.
Wow.
But
And
I think it's going to be a good real estate year, though. I'm really looking forward to it.
well, let us pray.
Let us all.
Let us all pray. And with that, we say thank you for listening.
Thank you for
And,
listening.
I'll be back next Saturday with Sharon live at 8 a.m. here at WATD on Talk Real Estate Roundtable. So thank you so much, Tracy, for joining me.
Thank
I
you for
appreciate it.
having me.
Bye, Tim.
Bye,
Have a
Tim.
great day, everyone.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye, Tim.
Bye-bye.
Still live. They really do.
It's a beautiful day in